Good afternoon. Welcome to the New York State Police Troop F headquarters. My name is Major Paul DeCordo, and I'm the Troop F commander. The purpose of today's briefing is to introduce one of our partners involved in the investigation into yesterday's fatal bus crash on Interstate 84. Here with me today is Investigator in Charge John Hum from the National Transportation Safety Board. Before I turn it over to Investigator Hum, I want to add that this is still a very active investigation, and the state police will continue to work with all our partners at every level. I will not be providing an update at this time, as this is an NTSB briefing. However, any new updates will be posted on the New York State Police newsroom. At this time, I'd like to introduce Investigator in Charge John Hum from NTSB.
Thank you, Major. Appreciate it. Good afternoon. My name is John Hum, and I work with the National Transportation Safety Board, or the NTSB. I'm a survival factors investigator, and also for this case, I am the investigator in charge. So the NTSB is an independent federal agency that's been charged by Congress to investigate transportation accidents across all modes. So we're probably best known for our role in aviation accidents, where we are the primary authority to investigate any type of U.S. Aircraft crash. But we also have other divisions which include railway, pipeline, and hazardous materials, Marine, and then in my case, the Office of Highway Safety. So I'd just like to start by offering our condolences to the families and the victims of this terrible tragedy, and also just acknowledge the tremendous loss to the community. I'd also like to thank the New York State Police and the first responders, so the emergency responders. The NTSB has worked with the New York State Police in the past, and we've had tremendous cooperation from that agency. So we're looking forward to working with them. I'd like to stress right now that we have very little information. I myself just got here this morning, and we have two other investigators that are still en route. I will, however, read a very basic background, which I believe many of you have right now, and I'm just going to read through it. At about 1:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, or Eastern Daylight Time, on Thursday, September 21st, 2023, a motor coach operated by Regency Transportation was transporting 40 high school students and 4 adults from Farmingdale, New York School District. The planned destination was a band camp in Greeley, Pennsylvania. The motor coach was traveling westbound on Interstate 84, or I-84, near Wawayanda in Orange County, New York. In this vicinity, I-84 is a 4-lane divided highway with a speed limit of 55 miles per hour with a depressed earthen median. The motor coach departed the travel lane, penetrated a roadside cable barrier, and came to rest on its left side in the median. According to local law enforcement, the left front tire experienced a failure. As a result of the crash, multiple occupants were ejected from the motor coach, and 2 received fatal injuries. The remaining occupants were transported to area hospitals for treatment for various injuries. So our team consists of 7 people, and that includes 2 family assistants from Family Assistance, and we expect to be here for about 5 to 7 days. So about our investigation, the NTSB, we're conducting a parallel safety investigation into this collision with the cooperation of the New York State Police. Our investigation is not meant to supersede or replace the New York State Police investigation into this matter. Our goal is to find out what happened, why it happened, and to make safety recommendations to reduce the chance that this sort of accident never happens again. We will not be determining the probable cause at this time. So specifically, we're looking into 3 general factors. They are the vehicle factors. So we have an investigator for each factor. The vehicle factors, so he's going to go in and examine some of the any mechanical issues with the bus. We'll look at the tires, obviously. And then we have a motor carrier factors investigator. He's going to look at the operation of the drivers and the motor carrier. So we'll be looking into how they comply with the federal regulations. And then there's my position, which is survival factors. So we look at the general crashworthiness of the bus, the restraint usage, the occupant injuries, and then the emergency response. So that's all I have right now, but I'll be happy to open the floor to any questions that are limited to factual information. I just ask if you could just please introduce yourself, maybe tell me your affiliation, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it kind of this way. I'm going to start here, work my way this way, and then we'll do it like an NFL draft lottery. I'm going to go back that way, so these people get twice the chance. How's that? Go ahead.
Sarah Wallace, WNBC TV. Have you spoken with the driver? What is his condition?
So the question is, have we spoken with the driver, and what is her condition? No, we have not spoken to the driver yet, but that is definitely something that we plan to do. We just haven't had the chance to do that yet.
Condition of the driver?
Again, we just got here, and I am not up to date on her condition, but that's probably best for you to ask maybe some of the local agencies about her status. Yeah, go ahead.
John Esmer from Newsday. What was the situation of seatbelts, and were you aware if any of the students or adults were wearing seatbelts during the crash?
Yeah, so seatbelt usage, the NTSB, we have a long history of promoting the use of seatbelts in all forms of vehicles. It's still too early at this point to know what the seatbelt usage was for both the driver and the victims, the occupants in the vehicle. But that's something that I'll specifically be looking at, definitely.
Were there seatbelts on the bus?
Typically I believe that that seatbelts are this type of bus, but I haven't been inside it myself, so I can't tell you for sure.
Tony Aiello, CBS TV. Other crashes we've covered, there's a protocol where you do a toxicology on the driver to look for drugs, alcohol, anything that might have impaired their driving. Is that something that you would expect to be done here too?
So the question is, are we expecting the toxicology we obtained? Yeah, I think that is something that the New York State Police is coordinating right now. So I don't know the status of, if they're going to acquire that information or not. Yes, ma'am.
Blaise Gomez, News 12 Hudson Valley. We saw NTSB investigators around the front of the bus, where it is here in the back parking lot. Can you tell us a little bit about what you and your fellow investigators might be looking for?
Sure. Yeah, no, so that was me. No, so I was just I wanted to walk around it because we do have plans to interview the victims, and I knew that I was coming to this as well. So just in my mind, I wanted to walk around and get an idea of what happened, because the only thing that I have seen was, the reporting that you people have done and what's been on the news. So it's always nice for me as an investigator to go take a look at, the bus, so you could go to the scene to try and see what happened, and then talk to the victims, because at least then I can frame better questions.
Can you describe the condition of the bus and the damages that it sustained?
I think there was probably significant damage, obviously on the side that it rolled onto, but that's about all I could observe from the exterior of the bus. Yes, sir.
It's been reported that, the possible cause of the accident is a faulty tire exploded, something like that. Can you say anything with respect to that?
So the question is, was the cause a faulty tire? So I believe that the police have reported that there was a left, the left front tire, there was a failure. Certainly that could be a contributing cause, but the reason the NTSB gets involved in these types of accidents is to find out why it happened. So generally, in a lot of accidents, there's more than one cause. So there might be several factors that cause an accident like this.
The faulty tire might be one of them.
It definitely could be. Yes, sir. Oh, wait. Oh, let's go back that way. Yes, sir.
The tire, you saw the tire. What's left of the tire? Is there any tread on the rim, or is it just a rim left? What is the condition of it?
I'll have to be honest, sir, I have not seen the tire yet.
You went to see the bus, no?
I did see the bus, correct, but I have not seen the tire.
So there's no tire on the rim then?
According with your experience, when an accident like this, with the tires, the condition of the bus shows that that could be one of the causes of the accident, or something else maybe was happening at the time.
I'm sorry, what was?
When you see accident like this, that an accident was caused because a tire just fell off from the bus. When you see the bus, is this something that could happen to the bus just because one tire fell off, or something else could be going on and the tire just fell off?
Yeah, so, what I'll say is vehicle dynamics can be difficult. So I think it's really premature at this point just to say like, oh, boom, it was a tire, that's what caused it, end of story. So I think, again, it's too early in this investigation to say, yeah, we know what's going on. And that's why we're here, and that's why it takes us a long time to investigate this. Yes, ma'am.
Laura Lane, Kawaja, Spectrum News 1, just kind of piggybacking off of that. In your experience as the lead investigator, how would you describe what you saw? You said you had a chance to kind of walk around. Really curious to get your thoughts on how you describe it.
Yeah, so, the way I would describe it is that there was intrusion into the occupant space on the left side, the side that it rolled onto. So anytime that there's intrusion into your survivable space of vehicle, that's obviously a cause for concern. So that's kind of what, as I walked around it, that's what struck me the most, I think.
Is it really bad compared to maybe some of the other accidents you've seen when it comes to highway safety? Or
Yeah, that's kind of hard to quantify right now. It's probably still a little bit too early. We still need to take some measurements and try and quantify some of that information.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to wrap this. I don't want to interrupt anybody.
No, it's mine.
Sorry.
Thanks. Yes, ma'am.
Are we back to the first part of the draft here? I have a question about.
12's gonna be mad.
So, anybody else need to grab their mics? So, the tire is not in the wheel well. Was that tire thrown off during the crash, or was it taken off by investigators for evidence?
Oh, again, it's still too early. I don't know everything surrounding that right now. Yeah.
When do you expect to have another update?
I'm not sure if we're going to be are we doing another update? No, we're not going to be doing another update.
Okay.
This is it. This is your one chance. Yeah, go ahead.
Is there anything, you noted multiple ejections, is there anything to determine what causes ejections? Maybe it's a simple question, but.
No, I think it's still too early at this point, because anytime you get a type of rollover event, those are usually, again, complicated vehicle dynamics. And so trying to figure out why they were ejected, that you have to investigate a lot of things in that case, both the vehicle dynamics as well as the restraints. So it's, probably still too early.
Have you determined how many people were ejected?
We have not made that determination yet.
Was it ejected from the front window or the side windows?
Again, it's still a little too early. I've just seen the vehicle. I don't know a lot of those details yet.
Do you have a time frame on when you think?
Hold on, let me just get this
You
view.
you haven't been to the scene yet, but have you seen pictures of the scene? Can you describe or tell us what it looked like on the roadway with the tire marks? Actually, it was tire marks.
Yeah, I have not been to the scene, sir. The only thing I've seen is the helicopter footage that one of you probably provided. So that's the best I've seen right now.
The marks in the road kind of indicate that there was no tire and it's just a rim.
I don't know. I have not seen the marks on the road. I guess it's way too early for me to say anything about that.
Thank you.
Any video cameras on the bus?
So I think, these types of buses typically do have cameras, but the NTSB is still in the process of trying to acquire any of that information if it becomes available.
One more question.
Do you have a time frame on when you might interview the driver?
Do I have a time frame when I'm going to interview the driver? No, I don't have one just yet. Obviously, in these types of cases, the sooner that we can get to the driver, the better. just because memory tends to go the longer that from the event. So some of that depends on, how she's doing as far as her injuries, and then, when we might be have some time available to talk to her. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.